Step 8 for sex addiction. That's our conversation today. We are going to get into a preparatory step. It is so important that you do step 8 well. So if you have not subscribed, please do, because we've got more steps ahead of us. And if you have a question, please put it in the box. We will be happy to respond to you as soon as possible. Step 8 coming up. Step 8. Step 8 is a great step. It really is a place where you kind of pause, you reflect, you kind of get your heart ready, and then you go into the rest of the steps. So let me read step 8 to you, then we're going to parse it out. Now, as a sex addict, step 8 is really important. It's important for your own healing, for you to be shameless, for you to be free, for you to experience what the steps have to give to you. So step 8 is: made a list of persons we have harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. That's step 8. So let's talk about that. Now, made a list of persons we've harmed. That sounds relatively easy, right? Now, as sex addicts, you may not even know the name of some of the people that you've harmed. You might have had anonymous encounters, a girl in such city or a guy in such a place, or you have these people that you may not know who they are, and you just put hotel in Chicago or person at X city, and you'll kind of know who they are. But you make a list of the persons you've harmed. And of course, your spouse would be on there if you're married, or long-term relationships if you've injured them, family members, friends, or associates, or people that maybe you cheated with their spouse. You've harmed a bunch of people as a sex addict, especially people that might be in your circle, all right? So the first thing you do is make a list and just sit down and don't get up until you are finished with your list. Call your sponsor, say, I'm doing my step 8. I'm going to sit at a coffee shop or at my house or on the back porch, and I'm going to sit here until I really write down every name of people I've harmed. Then what I like to do, so this is a Dr. Doug suggestion, and please use your workbook. Use your step workbook to work through the steps. But what I like people to do is write out what you actually did. Maybe use them for sex. Maybe you lied to them. Maybe you gave them a false name. Maybe you misled them that you're having a relationship and you were just using them. Whatever it was that you did, write it down for your own sake. Then another thing I like people to do, this is again a Dr. Doug suggestion, but I find it really helps with empathy. And a lot of sex addicts need empathy. So even if you don't know their name, what I'd like you to do is write down maybe 4 or 5 feelings. So get your feelings list out of the back of your workbook, or in the Final Freedom workbook, book. It's there. Emotional Fitness, it's there. So these books all have it in there. And just scan that and go, oh, they would have felt this, write that down. They would have felt this, write that down. And maybe 5, 6, 7 feelings on what that person would have felt because of what you did. And I know this could, oh my gosh, I feel bad about that. That's fine. Okay, if you get into some kind of weird feeling, call your sponsor, talk about it. But this is important because it's going to free you from these. And that's what step 8 does. You start doing the process and you get to step 9 and you can really be free from a lot of your past mistakes. And we've all made mistakes. You don't have to be a sex addict to make mistakes. We're human. Whether we're married, we're parents, we make mistakes. Employers or employees, we make mistakes. And so it's okay, but what we want to do is get willing to move forward on this. So, made a list of persons we have harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Now, willing is important because oftentimes we want to avoid those things that are dark and harmful and maybe things we haven't even told people that we did. You could have participated in a certain behavior that you're not proud of. You could have done something to someone that really may be even illegal or borders on illegal. You have some secrets and things that you've done that maybe you haven't talked about, but I hope you have. I hope in step 4, you've covered all this. And that's the beauty of the steps, is if you've done a really good step 4 and 5, you know who these people are, okay? And you've made your list here. Now you became willing to make amends to them all. And this is really important because You don't want to cherry pick who you're willing to say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I need you to forgive me. You don't want to cherry pick those. You want to just do them all as much as you can. Now, when we get into step 9, we'll do some of the specifics about that. But this is a prep step. Make your list, what you did, what they felt, and then really sit down with yourself and become willing. And say, I am so willing to release this stuff. I am so willing to take responsibility. I am so willing to have that person know that I care enough about them to validate their experience with me. And when you do that, you free yourself from the past. So step 8 is important. I really want you to do it well. Now, if you haven't subscribed, please do. There's a few more steps left and a lot more other stuff that we have for you. If you have a question, put it in the box and get to your step 8.